Here's how to add a custom theme to the homepage and add to the contributors panel. If we go to the Easy to Get website, go to contributors, there's a list of contributors. We'll go over how to add your name. If you click on the choose a theme dropdown, you can obviously choose a theme. It saves it to local storage, so if you refresh, the theme will remain. We're going to look at how to add your own theme and add your name to the contributors panel. I'm going to navigate to the desktop and to my version of the project. I'm going to check out the branch I'm on. I'm currently on the Challenge 2 branch, which was the last video, but I'm going to go back to the master branch. If we check out the branch we're on, we can see we're on the master branch. Let's go ahead and make sure that we're all up to date with the current version of the project. So let's pull from upstream, which is basically the URL of the main version of the project. And from upstream, you want the master branch. Looks like we're up to date. Make a new branch. Modify home. Let's go ahead, now that we're working on a new branch, open up the Easy to Get project. Let's open that up. So this is where we're going to be checking our work. Let's open up all the associated files with the home page. We don't need the widgets.js for this challenge. Let's open these with Atom. You can open them with whatever you would like, such as Visual Studio Code. So the first thing we want to do is add our name to the contributors panel. So this is a JavaScript object, and the attributes are GitHub name, display name, and role. So let's add a new item to this object. Let's say that the name is going to be YouTube, and the display name, let's go to our GitHub page. Our display name is this thing right here. Let's go back. Oh, I see. So our GitHub name is what's on our GitHub page, and our display name will be YouTube. What we forgot is a comma. So now let's go ahead and save that. Refresh, scroll down. Cool, and here's our profile image. If we go ahead and do get status, we can see that we've modified the contributors panel.js. Now we want to add a custom theme. Go to Easy to Get directory. This is in homepage. This is in themes. Let's open with Atom. We're also going to need the index.html file. So I'm going to open this in Atom as well. First, let's add a item to the drop-down list, which contains the theme that we want to work on. So let's add a new drop-down item and call it YouTube theme. And its unique ID will be, and let's save this. If we open up our index.html file, we should see that we have a YouTube theme item we can click, but nothing happens. We go to the themes.js file, and we can see that all the themes are stored in the JavaScript objects. So let's copy this as a template. Let's add our new object called YouTube theme. Save. Its theme name is YouTube theme. We want to add a on-click listener so that whenever our drop-down item is clicked, the change theme function will run with our new theme. Let's copy one of these on-click listeners as a template. All we have to change is this to the name of our ID of our drop-down item, which we named YouTube theme. Change the theme to the name of our JavaScript object, which is also YouTube theme. This function will be called that targets all the CSS attributes of the home page with jQuery selectors. We can set the page background to the color of our choice. I'm going to have the HTML open in one window and the code open in another. Color, we'll say, is red. Okay, it didn't quite work. Instead of YouTube theme, we'll just call it YouTube. When YouTube theme ID is clicked, change theme with the YouTube object. Refresh. Okay, so that did it. If you name the theme the exact same thing as the ID actually not be passing your objects to the function. So make sure the ID, in this case YouTube theme, is different from the name of your object, which is YouTube. If you want to be more specific with the color, go to hex color picker. This shade of red, for example. Copy that hex code. Page background will say, not forest for YouTube, will say is this. If we click off and back onto it, okay, that did the trick. And obviously you can just change any of these values and see what the effect is, but I'll just change that value and see what happens. Refresh the page, click off, click back on. The background of these navigation buttons change. So that's how you add your own custom theme. So now if we go back, let's go ahead and check out the status of our project. We can see that the contributor panel has been changed, the themes have been changed, the index.html has been changed, the DS store has been changed, and we don't care, it's sort of a garbage file. Let's target each of these in one statement. Separated by a space. Let's add our changes to the index.html file and the themes.js file, and separated by a space, and to the contributors file, paste. Now if we check out our status, we can see that the index.html file has been added, the themes have been added, and the contributors panel has been added. So we're tracking all these changes. Let's package them all up into a commit. Let's say added name to contributors panel and added custom theme to homepage. Now we can go ahead and push all of our changes to our remote fork. Git push origin is the name of our remote fork, and we want to push, what did we call this? Modify home. Great, so now if we go ahead and go over to easy to get, modify home is changed. As you can see, here it is. Here are all of our branches we worked on and all of the videos thus far. Here's modify home. And just as a little review, if we go to home page and the contributors panel.js file, we can see that our changes have been added. But if we switch to a different branch like master, for example, we go to the contributors.js panel, we can see that our name has not been added. So our modify home branch is different from our master branch. We want to make sure that modify home is selected, and we can go ahead and compare and pull. So now we're making a pull request to add our changes to the main version of the project. We don't have to leave a comment because this really describes everything that happened on our end. But that was how to add your name to the contributors panel and add a custom theme to the home page. Thanks for following along, and I'll see you in the next video.